Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are playing the special deck, the Mill. But to be honest, after playing the games, I would call it the Landfall, because I have felt that you win most of the games with Landfall, not really with the full milling combo. But basically, some of you know this deck. We had discussions about this deck, and it's really interesting one. And about the efficiency and the results, we will talk about in the end of the intro. So first, let's introduce the deck properly. So what we are supposed to do with this deck? We have Ruin Crab, everyone's favorite crab. We also have Splendid Reclamation, and those lands that get sacrificed moment you play them, and they search for the basic land. So you can already see, that's the combo. You basically want to sacrifice as many Brokers Hideouts and Courtyard Storefronts as you can, and at some point you do the advanced math, and you see that if you play the Splendid Reclamation, you will have enough lands that Landfall from Ruin Crab will kill the enemy in one turn. And that's your small game plan. To be honest, it's really hard to do it. Like, really hard to do it. And most of the time you win in different ways. So this is where the rest of the decks comes into play. While we have this combo, we are perfectly fine without it. And actually we usually are without it, and it's completely fine. This is just a Landfall deck then. And we have things like Scute Swarm, really strong win condition. You probably know this card, so I won't talk about it too much. You can always pause. We have Fearless Fledgling, some small card that gives you value from the Landfall. It's actually not as hard to grow it, especially usually enemy targets the crab, so this one gets a free pass very often. So it's not it's pretty good in this deck. I like it, and it has a lot of synergy. It's like your small win condition that the enemy needs to answer to give you room for bigger win conditions. So I really think it gives you a lot of time. And yeah, other than this, we have Lotus Cobra for some mana acceleration. Another big win condition, actually the main one, is Felidar Retreat. Of course, we know the card. It's 4 mana enchantment that creates you tokens, and then you buff them along with the rest of the board, which is important because you can even buff the scrap to 11, 14. And then you win, right? Seems like a legit strategy. But yeah, you actually make every creature in your board more scary, which is really, really good, even with the Fledgling. If you have one Fledgling and the Felidar Retreat, you actually can buff it quite substantially, even with single normal land. If you hit Broker's Hideout, it's basically a what? 3-3? Yeah, even more, because this triggers 2 times and this triggers 2 times. So you can basically go for +4/+4 based on one land. And this is one of the things I did like in the deck. So there are good things and the bad things. And the good things is this, that even if you hit basically a dead card, so a land, late game, you actually turn it into value. And that's something I'm always missing in other decks, because if you play control, like typical control, and your top deck is a basic island, you are never happy with this. And yeah, here you are actually quite happy if you hit the correct land especially. Okay, other than this, we have some draw engine with the Bankbusters, and we have the counter spell package and protection package. So we have a little bit of combat tricks. So we have Fading Hope, Sleep Out on the Back, Spell Pierce, 1 March and 1 Portable Hole. So a lot of small things that aren't expected. So they might, yeah, like you will have this one situation usually that you can, hit something with it and forget about it for the rest of the game. And that's the idea behind those cards. All-Seeing Arbiter, interesting one. It didn't come into play too much, to be honest, but the card itself is really nice. I like it more and more the more I play it, but in this deck it's a bit slow, and usually you don't draw it when you need it, so it's just a one-off. So in longer games it might give you this small edge, especially it has flying, so it actually can really end the game if you hit it right. So yeah, and it gives you some card cycling, so you can hit the Splendid Reclamation or Crab, so you can finish your combo. So it's actually pretty good. Bankbuster, I feel that is a big part of the deck, because very often you need some additional cards, things like this. And of course, like typical counter spell game. And we need to talk about some cards. I will make a room for my Hall of Shame after playing some games. So that was generally like the original deck list. And I need to talk about some choices, like I think Make Disappear was something else. I preferred Make Disappear. Annul and Disdainful Stroke. You can already see the problem. Disdainful Stroke, card that I sometimes play in some of the decks, and in some of the decks they really tend to work out somehow. But to be honest, today, playing this deck with this card was just such a dead card, it's insane. I think I will leave some of the games when it happened. And you know what, when you play the game and you just stare at your counter spell that is supposed to control the game, and the enemy is playing Kaitos, like Cavaliers and Aspirants and things like this, and you are just looking at your Disdainful Stroke and think, why the hell did I put this card into my deck? That's the feeling I'm very often getting. So honestly, I will remove it, and I think that in the deck list under the video you won't see it. So that's your bonus for watching the intro. You will know that this card is not good. At least I didn't feel that in this deck it matters. Especially we don't go into like hyper late game. Like usually you want to pressure quickly and do something quickly. You don't want to go like 20 turns in a row. Annul. Card that is very situational by definition. I think it's not good enough as well. Like, I get it. There are many enchantments. Even against like Boros, you have the Kumano. In, of course, rune decks, you have prime targets for everything. So if you are playing a lot of runes, you might leave it because it's insanely good, especially if you hit something like Skulls. With this, it's just devastating. However, if you play like a lot of decks that are popular, you might not hit anything. Like at some point you will probably, but you don't want to keep your blue mana forever and not do anything with this, and like after 15 turns you hit some wedding announcement or something like this. It's just not where the control is. So frankly, I would remove those two cards and switch them. I think for the Disdainful Stroke, I would go either Make Disappear, and for the Annul, here we have bigger choice. I think that you can go either Portable Hall, but I think I generally like the March quite a lot, and it is flexible, and I feel that this deck sometimes lacks flexibility. You need the correct cards for correct situations, and if you don't draw the right part of your deck, you just don't match what the enemy has. And March is so flexible that I think it's a bit better. So don't get surprised if you see different cards in the deck, but I will leave them in the video because I really want to show you why they were removed, because it also will help you in your deck building, because I feel that's the big point of those videos, to see what works and what doesn't and why. Okay, other than this, I was quite happy with the deck, but that being said, about the results, so let's go into the results part. I've mentioned there are some bad parts about this deck. It really doesn't seem to handle aggression very well. And as I mentioned, with the Ruin crap, like I couldn't make this combo work, even if we had all the cards. We had Ruin crap, we have Reclamation, we need so many lands in the game, in the graveyard. And enemy needs to be like a 24 cards or something like this. It's so hard to keep Ruin crap in the game for so long. Usually it just dies the next turn. Sometimes it survives one turn, and that's your big, value play. So it feels that you either need one crap and Verloc game, or just two craps unanswered. And frankly, if that's the case, usually you just win with the craps if they cannot answer it for so long. So it feels it's more of a Landfall deck, because the games that we won, it's usually just by Landfall, and I think Scute Swarm is really good here. Like maybe we could even go to 3 copies, because this card really puts so much pressure. If enemy doesn't have a sweeper, he dies. And we hit the 6 lands quite quickly. So basically I think this one is a big win condition and something to consider even. And yeah, the deck didn't do very well. Let's not go into the details. If you want to win the games, that's not the deck for you. Let me put it this way. The win rate was really bad. But it's quite fun and it feels different. I like the idea behind the deck. I think if you want to improve on the deck, to be honest, I would probably cut the mill combo and just go with the full Landfall deck, and it feels that maybe it will be better. I'm not sure what the Landfall cards are right now in the format, but it just feels that every time you won, it was thanks to the Landfall synergies, and to be honest, like, those lands are really high value. Can you imagine, for example, if you have double Felidar Retreat, which happens, this land is basically 8/8 for free. 0 mana 8/8. This is something you can build around. So my guess would be just to go into one direction with the landfall and not the milling part. I know it's some kind of win condition, but you can fit win condition. This is win condition and this is win condition. Even this can be win condition. So probably more control-y version into landfall, something like this. In my opinion, at least, I might be wrong. So this is my honest impression. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I've been trying to play so long that you get to see the full combo, and there will be one game that you go absolutely crazy with the landfall, with the Splendid Reclamation. So I hope you will enjoy it, because I've played way more games than I supposed to, just to hit this one combo and you see the full potential for the deck. So that being said, if you appreciate all the deck building work and pain of doing this versus Boros Ladder, don't forget to subscribe, and honestly it really helps to grow the channel. That's actually the biggest thing right now, because as you know, it's not a big channel, so we need to spread awareness. If you feel the content is good, of course. If you feel it's bad, just never subscribe, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine as well. But if you want to help, that's how you can do it. So I really appreciate it, and I do appreciate all the comments, guys. I read them. I know you are really supportive, and that's a big difference for me personally. So thank you, and enjoy the games. I hope you will. Okay, going first. Pretty strong with a lot of landfall mechanic creatures, so I'm pretty happy. Let's see how greedy we are. I'm honestly not sure how greedy to be, because we can start landfalling after we play the true drop, but it is so greedy. I mean, like, so greedy. Oh, he cannot wait 5 seconds. That must be a Boros player. Yeah, of course. Like, they have the patience of, like, moth. Okay, so we can either go this into Fledgling and then take the adversary. If they roll something, then we lose half of the value, and he chooses which one. So that's not great, but I still think we go for the greedy play. Thunderous Orator. Whenever attacks, it gains flying. Okay, so it's probably double strike. They only go for the highest damage, right? They don't care about anything else. Okay, so let's see. He needs to answer the creatures. I hope he plays his own creature. No, of course he has the burn. Like, why wouldn't he ever? It's still fine. Like, this is very good top deck. Finally, we got the top deck of our own. This is basically the best card we could draw in the deck, so I'm okay with it. I'm actually not crazy disappointed about drawing the perfect card. And let's start attacking, because I think here we might be the aggressor with double Fledgling. It's really hard to answer all of them. If he cannot kill them this turn, of course he can. Of course he can. Man, I'm just lost for words here. Oh man. Do you want to block my eagle, my Fearless Fledgling? Of course you don't. So now we play Eiganjo. I'm not loving Eiganjo. It would be a great thing. We miss 1 damage, but this way we maybe playing for 1 extra damage would be good enough. I'm not sure. I guess the chance. See, 3 turns of removal in a row. Talking about perfect top decks. That's how we want to do it. Oh man, that's so irritating. Okay, let's play like this. The tapping is correct. And let's actually do it like this. So let's make a cat beast, because they're pretty cool. Let's go for blue. Now we get the second land. It doesn't matter which mana we will take, but let's take like this. Let's make another beast. And now let's go whatever, green. And I think we draw. We could also bounce something. But I don't see much value in this. Yeah, we just draw the card for free. Is it good? Hard to say. Probably not really. Probably bad draw. Okay, that's actually something we really want to bounce, I guess. You know what? This actually starts to be interesting. We don't want to go into nighttime. That's something we definitely don't want to do. I think we make one more beast and now the counters. Did I order it correctly? Nope, I did not. That sucks. So first we put the counters. I should have ordered in the opposite direction. So first you want to decide that you want to put the counters, then the creatures, and they reverse in the triggering order. But I still want to put the counters, so that was just a very bad play on my part. A really bad one, honestly. And I guess if we attack with everything, that's also not great, because then he gets to get a good block. Okay, another change of plans. Seems to be the rule. But I still think it's better to have those counters. Even this is just painful to watch. +2 and 0 and his vigilance. Okay, that's actually really good. So he invested everything into his big dragon, and he will just bounce the dragon. So I'm really happy about this one, to be honest. However, we cannot play the land then. And the land was kind of the thing, you know? But it's fine, we'll still do it. We can also play this as a land and just attack. But then he just trades, right? It's not great. I don't like this solution too much. He gets the free block here. So that's really bad overall. I think we just do it like this. And force him to waste everything he did so far. And no reason to crow. And we just attack with everything. If he plays the dragon, I think he might be dead. Especially with the counters. And right now he gives us a 2-2, so it's not like he gains much with this block. Unless he wants to sweep the board, but I don't know, like he shouldn't have board sweeps with apparitions. Okay, that's interesting. Isn't he like that? I think he's dead, right? Yeah, sure, I will take my creature, thank you. What the hell was this attack? And now, the combo. I'm not thinking because I want you guys to see the thingy. See the thing. Let's first order those. Yeah, and let's make those here. Let's make. Alright, the last ones should be the counters, right? And first should be the cats. You know what? This will be a counter. Like, this is completely random. I don't want to think too long so he doesn't scoop, and that's the reason. So I'm just doing stuff as quickly as possible. We just want a lot of big stuff. Yeah, I should just put all the counters and that would be the actual good play. And I must give it to enemy. He's sticking by. He's definitely sticking by. Okay, I do like what I see. And let's do it like this. Thank you, my friend, that you waited. I do appreciate it. Oh well, and this is how the deck is supposed to work. We finally made it. I wanted you guys to see the full mechanics, so I played so many more games just to show you this big hitter. But I hope it was worth it. I will go with good game because enemy was a real chat that he let us play it through, even after he was impatient early game. So thank you, whoever you are. Okay, pretty strong start. We go, of course, with the crab first. Enemy has only 1 mana, so there's high chance he has nothing that answers the crab, so we are not waiting with it until turn 2. Okay, that's fine. So, we have very strong milling turn. We can also... So this is Harvester, right? It might be Infernal Grasp. It might be Infernal Grasp. I still think we want to cast it like this, and then we hoard the make disappear. So it's really tempting to cast the Bankbuster, but when we don't have anything to do with the mana, then we can do it. And I think that slowing him down is a bit better overall. No casualty, please. Because the follow-up with Op is really devastating, so let's just cut all of the enemy plays as soon as possible. Okay, so what do we want? Probably Forest, right? Let's go with some milling action. Okay, they have ways to get creatures from the graveyard, so that's something we need to be careful of. And let's go for green for the next turn. That's a pretty aggressive version. Like with the werewolves? Okay, interesting. And finally, we get the Bankbuster. Enemy should keep attacking, no reason not to. Okay, so we slowed him for full 1 turn, and that's actually okay. Fledgling. A bit late, to be frank. We could go get this one. It's not the worst, but they will just sacrifice the Harvester, right? But they want to kill the crab, so I guess it's not the worst. Let's make some Landfall triggers. Man, I like this deck. It's pretty fun overall. Like, even if you don't do the combo, it's still like a Landfall deck, basically. With a lot of card draw. So, Bankbuster doesn't look so hot right now, but when we start drawing cards for 2-3 turns, it will be a big difference. We just need to hit the land drops every single turn, especially with this deck. So now he has a very big question. Which one he kills? Also, if he sacrifices the Harvester, he cannot op Nixilis. And he wants to op Nixilis, because we don't have high attack creatures. But he needs to remove the stuff. Okay, that's strange choice, to be perfectly honest with you. Is this the good choice even? Enemy is going just Isomorq mode. We just take 2 damage, right? I'm not sure about this play, but we will see. We might whiff. Oh man, we do not whiff. I'm so sad we didn't hit the correct land. We get to draw anyway, right? So let's draw right now. Maybe we hit white mana. Okay, that's actually a really good draw. Oh man, so many triggers. I don't think they matter. Man, this deck, I love it. It's so fun. It's more fun than I thought. Okay, white, right? Because we want the Fledgling. And we have the rest. And soon we will be at 6 mana, so we will go crazy with the back thingies. And enemy really needs to do something. They're at what? 31 cards already. By the way, moment we get the Reclamation, I think we win the game, right? It's what, 12 cards? So maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. But it will be very quickly. Oh, that enemy identified his mistake. But I think the damage is already done. He has only 3 mana, that's not a lot. And we have negate. Okay, so that will be a 2-2, right? Let's create this as a spell. So I guess we countered this one. You know, it's still irritating, but it's not as scary. And he cannot make the devil. The devils are the problem. +1 is not the worst. I do decline, my friend. Op Nixilis is so talkative. Like, it just keeps talking. Entirely like me. Okay. Actually, I want to... We could play the Fledgling. Man, maybe we do it. So we cast Fledgling, but no, we don't have enough mana. I wanted to march this and crew the Bankbuster, but it doesn't seem to be great play in the end. So let's keep drawing cards. Spell Pierce is actually a 1 mana hard counter spell, so I won't cry about this one. I really wanted land though. That's not great. So I think we get rid of this, just to keep some more board presence. Yeah, I think that's the play. It seems weird, but we are in this situation that this is actually good, especially that we hold Spell Pierce, and man, this is big thing. So let's get rid of the loyalty, so he cannot make the devil. Like, 2 damage does not matter as much right now. Like, he needs more pressure to make it really matter. And that's the moment for the Spell Pierce, because enemy needs to play something. Currently, in this situation, he's losing super hard. Easy, Spell Pierce. I really like the card. I need to use it more, because 2 mana is much more than Juari. Easy, easy wins. And we didn't hit the combo. That was basically just a Landfall deck with 1 Scarab, and that's it, and the rest was control. Like, we played this like a control. Counterspell into removal. We just have a very good win conditions that are hard to remove for their deck. Okay, this one is interesting. And of course, if we are on the play with crap, then we are happy with this. So what I like about the crap is that it's really hard to remove when you are on the play and the enemy has 1 mana, even if he has perfect draw, because 3 toughness is usually this 3 short that they need more. So, let's start the party, right? Like, this won't be useful for a long time, unfortunately. And you know what we have to do, right? No. Enemy might have the adversary. I don't think they will, but they definitely might. Okay. That's an interesting one. I don't think we have enough value to waste it. Oh, nice. That's an interesting one. Okay, so this is some kind of vampire deck. It's Grixis, right? But what version? I would guess Invoke Despair and Soaring. That's what I would guess so far. Enemy has only 3 mana. Only 3 mana. So we will go like this. I'm not exactly happy about tapping out, but I will do it. And it creates more pressure. Disdainful Stroke is next turn. Oh yes, tapped land. Perfect. See? The crap. The crap is just so scary. This is horrible draw. Like, I like the card, but it was either before or after. This is perfectly the wrong time to draw it. Yeah, I don't think we should tap out. It's just bad. Like, we have only... Yeah. And now we get the card that we really wanted. Oh man, it's just so bad all around. I'm not even sure if we play it. Oh man. This is just awkward as hell. I really don't want to play it. But we have to, right? I hate it. I hate it so much. But we can get forest this way, so it's the responsible play, and being even like more behind is just so bad. We are already not happy about how the game is going because of the land draws. But at least we have some, you know, some things going on. So, can I put 1 card? Yeah, so he could if he wants the land, he will take the land, and in top 4 cards, he definitely has a land. So it might be a disdainful stroke, but we don't have enough life to not react. So I think we need to eat whatever he plays. What can you do, really? Let's start making some cats. So this is our big investment turn. Unfortunate that we are so behind we cannot keep up the mana. That's interesting block, or the attack. But I think we need to preserve the HP as much as we can. Okay, and that's good, because it means that they wanted to attack to get the card and not really to make good trades. So, if we didn't block... Man, you are just trying to make me hate you with this duress. Yeah, but honestly, duress is really good. I love playing duress, so... Oh, you know what? It's okay. But can I have my cards, please, that are lands? Thank you. See, it wasn't so hard. Okay, and finally, we are getting stuff done. And we actually think about ordering triggers. Okay, so first we create a token, then we create this, and then we do this. So I think that's the correct one. Because first we need to make as many small creatures as we can, and now we get the second cycle, right? What mana we have? Let's see our deck. We don't really need too much different mana, right? I will go for green just to be balanced. Okay, and this actually does matter quite a lot. Okay. And we want to put counters. Because now we get the tokens first, and now they are bigger. Do you like this turn, my friend? Because I do for sure. I hope you brought some sweepers for our sea of Scute Swarms. Man, this is insane. We never really hit the combo, and we are still so happy about the result. So he wants to try to get the card, right? He desperately seems to want the card, and I'm not surprised, because next time if we draw... And this is why Bankbuster is so important in this deck, because even if you tap out complete... I hate you so much. That's a perfect response as usually from the enemy. Don't worry, we will make a new one, but... Oh man. I was thinking about something like this with the cat block, but I didn't want to sacrifice our good stuff, you know? First of all, I think we do it. Because we can hit like this. Exactly. And this one is way better. This one does not matter really. Let's make a cat, because they are quite cool overall. And with the second one we buff the creatures. So they are harder to kill. Yeah, I think so. Like 1/4 is actually pretty strong. Man, Vigilance is no joke, but we have Summoning Sickness on both of them, so that's a bit unfortunate. Oh, and we have the wrong mana somehow. Why do we have the wrong mana? What? Did it auto-tap my blue when I have only blue card in the hand? Oh man, you need to be careful with the auto-tapper. That probably completely destroyed our game plan, because the whole play was that we create enough pressure and then counter whatever he plays that's big and threatening. And right now we cannot. I think that it had to tap like blue mana for the Bankbuster. One is for the Ruin Crab, but the second one should be 2 planes, so we have one of everything, or forest or plains. Definitely, like, tapping the blue is the worst call when this is our only play on the blue mana. I didn't think auto-tapper can do things like this. That's really rough. Okay, we wouldn't counter this one, so there's that. And he really wants to exile them. I guess he knows what the deck we are playing. But still, we can kill him with the cats. And we have like 2 more crabs, I think, right? He exiled only 2. So, okay, sorry. See, easy. We are a very good gamer. We are amazing gamer. You also can activate the Bankbuster and put the counters on it, so then it's crew 3, like 7/7 or something ridiculous. Okay, first things first. We want to create more cats first. So it means that we don't give that vigilance, so we can attack right now. Okay, Kaito down. That's a good start. Then we draw a card. Man, it tapped blue again. It actually did tap blue again. Are you serious? Why would you ever tap blue when we have only blue cards in the hand? Double blue, by the way. Oh man, my mistake. I should do it after the last turn, but it's just ridiculous. Redonkulous. He might have another mid hook, right? But then we force him to make a big mid hook. And then we can counter it with the stroke. So let's get the maximum value. No, it does not matter. Put counter. So we actually did give the vigilance, so that's interesting. Maybe I should also tap this one just to get the Bankbuster. But it is risky, he could kill it. But probably was the better play, in all honesty. Still, we have very threatening board, and enemy cannot really answer it. It's 4 toughness, so he needs mid hook for everything. Okay, so this will be duress, right? It's also not something you pay in advance, so it means that he casts a 5 mana spell without casting 5 mana spell. This is one of the reasons I generally don't run Disdainful Strokes too much. They exactly don't do anything in very many game winning or losing situations, and you just sit with it. Especially when enemy knows about it, it's just like he just plays around it, right? It still does work. I think he has plays that he cannot do because of the stroke, so it's not as bad as it might sound, but it's still not great. Okay, no land. That's definitely not great. Huh, I think we keep this one. Even if for this to keep enemy guessing. So let's screw this one. And now we attack. We need to start pressuring him, and we have 8 power on the board, so that's quite a lot. First hit feels horrible, but onwards, like next hits will start making a difference. And at least we force him into playing. Is this Kaito? Yeah, it seems like a Kaito. Yep. 3 mana. Oh man, Disdainful Stroke, you are begging to get removed from this deck. Oh, a 3-drop. How great we have this card in our hand. Oh man, this is something else. Still, I think we are in pretty good shape overall. Okay, so the triggers. Triggers don't matter because we will buff everything. +1. We will just kill you with Landfall, my friend. See? Easy. I didn't activate the Bankbuster because I want this to activate Bankbuster because it can't attack. We still won, but man, that card not shining this much, definitely. Opponent goes first, and our hand is abysmal. What can go wrong? This is a mulligan, it's just horrible. Okay, this one is pretty good. I don't think we can lose any more value with the Fading Hope, even though on the draw it's so good. We definitely need this one. We need this one. I think this one is also pretty good. If we draw land, especially planes, then we can start pumping it and it can carry out, so we can start drawing with the Bankbuster. I feel that this is the responsible choice because Fading Hope is basically pay 1 mana, do nothing in the value game. It has to be this land, right? What is this? Green-white. I don't think they have 2 mana removers. I will play it. Especially if we get a land that's not tapped. I actually will play the other land just to make the Sapir viable. See what I did there? To make the Sapir viable. Or make the Sapir viable. Yeah, high peak comedy. I know. I think we need the hippie dog to support me in this case. Aww, and everything is fine again. Man, you have your 2-drop, so he what? Has maybe Aspirant? Magda? Or whatever it's called, the dwarf thingy that creates treasures. Okay, so he goes for double 2-drop? Okay, that's super aggressive. Oh, that's not the correct land. That's not the land we wanted. We wanted another land so we can counter, because he needs to play something relevant next turn, or his whole plan seems pretty ridiculous. So I guess we go this one, right? No man, that's a bit sad. Not gonna lie, we mill him by quite a lot, but we are falling extremely hard on the tempo. We need white. At least we get to see his deck. So basically Chariot, because it's best card and a lot of crap. That's basically the deck. And it's possible that it's enough. Like, he is on the play with really crazy ramp. Like, he's ramping like madman right now. Even though he wasted part of the ramp. Yeah, Asika's Chariot. That's the problem. And this is the moment when we are actually starting to lose. This will be really brutal. If we were on the play, this game would be very easy, I think. But we are not. Okay, enough ranting, so let's go. Do we go for the Fledgling? Can we even go for the Fledgling? Honestly, I think we need to start building something. Like, holding with counterspell will make them just attack if they are smart. And basically you do nothing. So we just need to go full aggression. Man, I actually misplayed. This should have been the forest. Because then we might draw the win condition, possibly. And now we cannot. So that was a very bad play on my part. Let's go for blue, because often we need more blue. That was a big mistake. We will see if it makes a difference next turn, because theoretically it might lose us the game, but he's at 39, so probably not. We have some good blocker, so there's that. At least we can block the cats or the tokens. If he attacks only with the chariots, it's slow enough that we can start doing things. This card is so interesting, like, it seems fine, but I'm not sure. It's interesting. I was tempted to play it many times. I think I even played it once, and it's decent. Okay, whatever it does. One or more creatures. Okay, many creatures. 10 or more. He needs 10 creatures. Okay, good to know. That's high cost, so it will be hard to exile. Look at how much lands we were able to play this game. Like, we are on turn 3. We are on turn 3. Everything I want to add to this game. He attacks only with creatures that we have trouble trading with. I still think we do it like this. And then we take 4. Yeah, I know this will be bigger, but we will get really wrecked very quickly if we don't start trading, and it mitigates 2 turns of damage basically. See? Easy prediction. Exactly what I hoped for. However, so if he crews, we kill the chariot, then we need to exile this and not play anything else. That seems like a bad strategy, to be honest. Then he has what? 6 power on the board. And then he activates this. Oh man, we are so behind. Like, being on the draw is so hard with this deck. We can get for some more power, but it just doesn't make a big difference, to be frank. So let's keep milling him and go for the forest and pray. Pray that we hit our win condition. I think that's the game-winning play, if there's any. So this, you are definitely forest, my friend. I kinda like those lands. The fact that you gain life also matters a bit. Like if you cast 3 or 4 of those lands, it's like a revitalize, basically. I'm so tempted to play this, but we can't, right? Yeah, even if we could, we cannot really draw next turn and still play our win condition. And it's still 30 cards. Okay. What are your attacks? Okay. So that's an interesting one. And I kinda like it for us. No, we don't need to exile anything. So now we exile this because it's very cheap and we still get to counterspell something, which is huge. That's a lot of stuff, not gonna lie. Oh, and that was the card. That's interesting. Yeah, you got a lot of life. Oh, that's a lot of damage, not gonna lie. And he has exactly, okay, even more mana to protect it. So no reason to do it, right? That's... okay, I did not expect that he will actually get this kind of card for free. I didn't expect, right? Didn't incorporate this into my play. So definitely I expected something bigger. No. You will win, but not now. Not on your terms. You will win on our terms. We are controlling the game until we lose. See? And the doggo is so happy that we are losing. Close. We just needed one more round and one more win condition. How many we would mill then? It's 6 rounds. So only 18? No, yeah. So that was it. Yeah, nothing to do. Good game, my friend. A lot of laugh and a lot of conceit. Was a nice, pretty hard game.
With